And welcome back to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast episode. Uh, 311.
Ah.
I was like, I was trying to think of what my math was last week, and I was like, I think it was. I remember talking about a zero, so it had
Yep.
to been 10. 311. Well, if you take the number three, let's take off the.
Yeah.
So you see how a three is like two, like a W on its side or an M on its side.
Uh-huh.
Um, Can you take part of the curvy bit on the bottom and put it up to become a 9? And then it's a 911, which is a car made by Porsche. Which, if I had to say I'd buy a car, I think I would choose a Porsche 911 only because I think it's a cool sounding car name and I can understand the branding of it. To be honest with you, a lot of the other German car manufacturers make cars that are like random letters and numbers combined, and I don't understand them to many degrees. So, that's my pick.
Did they stop making a 911?
Oh, did they? I thought that was like
I know
they're
there are
like
991s now, I think.
what?
I have trouble understanding the difference. I
I don't know how you keep up with the car world, to be honest with you. I'm utterly amazed and shocked on the ability um to discern all the different shit they keep throwing out there in the world.
mm, Okay, Wikipedia, don't fail me now. What is a 911? Okay, so they make a 911 is like, hey, that's the. Okay, I see what it is. All right, I understand now. A 911 is the big bad Porsche, right? Okay, great. It's not like a Boxster or like any of the dog shit Porsches. It's the good one, right?
I've always assumed that was like when I thought of Porsche, I thought of a 911.
But that's the public facing name.
Okay.
They have an internal name, which that's the 991, 992. It's like the progressive model number kind of thing.
Okay.
So I get confused because when people dive into Porsches, they don't call them 911s. They call them by the number. So if someone has a new 911, it's a 992.
Uh-huh.
It's like if you get into trucks, they call trucks by gens a lot. Oh, like that's a Gen 4 Dodge or whatever, you know. Um so yes, they still make 911s. Yes.
Right. Uh
Sorry.
copy image. I would
Would you get a GT3? Oh, you want to go old school. Okay. So, God, okay. Fine. Everything wants an update today.
I don't know. Look at it. It looks it's like
That might be a very expensive car, actually.
probably. It's the Wikipedia image.
What was it? What, Oh, maybe not. No, that's a kind of funky year, I think. I think you're a little older than people want.
Good.
I think that's a 964. I think, yeah. But it's not the newer 964, which is what I think people really like. Some of them get crazy expensive.
This one got character.
It do.
But anyways, that was my tangent of the thing. What the hell
Yeah,
is
and
this
I
Google?
took it way off, man.
What the hell is this double cicada brew 2024? Today Doodle recognizes the double brood of cicadas in the United States. Rare coincidence where two different. Oh, is this like the start date?
This is
No,
like the
start date.
Eric getting nuked by
It started
cicadas.
in April.
Yeah, I
Send
don't know
him.
what the deal is with that.
Are they like done? I feel like I haven't even heard any cicadas.
Nah, I haven't either.
Whatever. I don't know. So Bruno,
Hi, Nick.
I am pretty sure the last podcast was about sailing because I feel like I titled it "Sail." We sail, or like sailing.
Sail.
Sail. So since the last Thursday of last yesteryear, um, I have watched two separate Grand Prixes. You've watched one. However, I would like to say that I think I am fully sent on the sport. So I think
It's pretty good.
I feel like my final decision is, um, I I will become the biggest sail GP expert
Okay,
known to
I'd
man.
like to hear it. Soon you're gonna be on the crew.
I don't know if there is that much to learn.
I don't think there is.
No. I need to figure out I need to fucking figure out who Slingsby is and why he has the most Australian ass
Slingsby.
name I'd ever
Yeah,
heard of.
that's
Like, if any, like, so last names came to be because of like things you did or professions, but like Australia was also a place we just threw people that were like that were broke.
throw me a
That guy,
first name.
what?
Throw me a first name for Slingsby.
Oh, what's fucking good? Irwin would be my like
Okay, that's. I think you went a little too far.
Irwin Slingsby. That would be fucking Australian.
It would be. That's the Irwin's a last name though.
You can be a first name Irwin.
Okay, I'm thinking of Steve. Steve Irwin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tom. Tom
Tom Slings,
Slingsby.
Thomas Slingsby. That's
In
it.
two,
If it's
this is a. I went to the Wikipedia page, right?
mhm.
In 2007, he won the laser dinghy world championship.
Is there a whole fucking cool world of boating I'm not aware of that I just need to
Of
start getting
course.
into?
I mean, like, think of F1, how you start at karting, and there's
What's a
all the
laser
different.
dinghy?
You ever go on a vacation somewhere and you see those, like, 11-foot boats? That it's basically just a little Dorito on the water with a sail on the top of it?
Yeah.
Them.
Oh. What?
One
Laser?
guy. I
Laser?
guess, I think that's the brand name. Laser Performance.
Laser dinghy. Oh shit. Oh, that would probably be a sick ass sport to watch. To be honest with you, are they on foils too? Is
No,
but all
no.
you wanna bet?
I can tell you that they are not on foils.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, maybe they're on foils.
I'm not saying they're all on foils, but the fucking Raya Suzuki dinghy show.
God, what's with sailing and putting everything on foils and getting it out of the
Apparently,
water?
water's an awful medium in which to host events on, so they
It's a lot
decided
of friction.
so they
Like
decided let's
I
just.
get it, but God, that seems terrifying.
I guess it's kind of like the open wheel concept of like Formula One. Like, why should cars like be cars and not just like suction cupped vehicles of air pushing things to the ground?
Pods with wheels.
Open pods with wheels. That back in the day, they fucking just were just people's heads were just whipping out of this death tube that was somehow suction cupped to the ground till it's not.
What's the America's Cup? What do they race?
Hydro dinghies?
No, they're like catamaran. They're like the real. They're like these boats, the Sail GP boats. He won the
The
inaugural Sail GP in 2019.
I think Australia is the only team that has won anything. Um, so yeah. Here's a here's a
Oh, he's an Australian looking guy.
here's a model boat of the laser. Oh my god. The only thing that's getting him is distracting me away is that he's wearing black. I don't think it's very Australian color.
That is a sailboat, huh?
Now it looks maybe bigger than a one person one, but it is the laser brand you were talking about.
No, I think that's it. That's one guy. I think you have your internal proportions messed up a little bit. That's just one dude chilling in that, leaning off the side of it, I think.
No, I was talking about my little model picture.
Yeah, so am I.
Uh, I guess that
This
is
is
true.
this right here. This is Erwin Slingsbury. Slingsby,
Slingsby.
Tom, but you know.
His family got to Australia. Was it like, was like criminals, and then they were like, ah, we like this place. Let's call ourselves Slingsby.
And we're
They
going to
fucking just turned
sail.
into it. What did you think of the sail GP?
It's pretty good. It's definitely something. It's I feel like shorter, more action-packed events, and I think
I was
that's a
gonna
good
say, I was like,
format.
I, I don't need sports to be short and like sweet because I do watch soccer, which is two 45-plus minute halves. It's easy to roughly say like 250-ish minutes half. So that's 100 minutes of a game. That's pretty. It's nonstop. Like
Yeah,
soccer doesn't tend to have breaks like a football or like a basketball does.
yeah.
So like I'm not opposed to a long sport like that. I would say Formula One is also a long sport where it's like after the after lap like 7 or 8, I think I normally get into a let me give some action time. Let me wait for some pit stops to start
Mhm.
ripping up in like 20 laps or so,
Yeah.
and then let's get exciting. But if I'm gonna adopt another sport, I don't think I need a long drawn out sport. We have enough of those. I think SailGP hits that good mark with those like those fleet races were only like 10, 15 minutes. I think they were like 10 minutes if you like wait
Yeah.
for the 2 minute like warm up of the event, which I think is still I
That's
say
still
that
action.
it's still like
It
actively like
it's
what are people doing?
it's the shuffling towards the line and trying to figure out what's going on. That's still good stuff, I think. And
So
it's on YouTube, so it's easy to get to. And they do a great job at timestamping everything, so it's really easy to find what we want.
now
So
I
accessibility is high, in my opinion.
I think it's an even harder sport than F1 to watch live. I don't think I could ever like enjoy watching that live from like a
Yeah.
sideways view of beach because at least you don't even have like the
Oh god.
V's.
I mean, it would be cool to be in the city that they're at, though. Like, if you could time going to Chicago when that is, just to like glance at it or see some of them
Yeah, that
sitting
would
on
be
the
cool.
water, that would be cool. But yeah, that would be not a great viewing spectacle.
Yeah, I'm sold on the sport. I think it's high packed. It's cool. They got fucking crashes. They got you know. I can't wait till we see a super windy day. I want to know when the boats are fucking
Yeah,
ripping.
like danger wind, you know.
Yeah. Um. Or like give me a little bit of like little bit of like rough seas. Give me some choppy waves when those things are like probably can't pivot as hard and stuff. Give me those. Give me those days. Um. The finals in San Francisco, which I would assume I always thought was told the Pacific is a little bit more choppy than the Atlantic.
Hmm. I don't have that tech. I don't know about that one.
Thought that's why they had better waves than us for surfing.
I could see that. Makes
The
sense.
whole like Hawaii thing, and then like
Yeah.
California is like a surfer USA.
Probably has to do
Uh,
with the wind currents and stuff. The winds might be pushing away from us over here a lot of the time.
oh, I always thought it was just due to the massive sea monsters hiding in the depths of the ocean.
Could be that. Kraken's probably over there.
Well, probably. No, that I've I've watched this movie series. I don't know if you ever saw it. Kind of obscure. It was called Pirates of the Caribbean.
Never heard of it.
Ah, they there's a guy that you think is the Kraken, but he just has tentacles on his chin. But then
Mm-hmm.
he has a I would only be able to call it as a thumper, and somehow the
Yeah.
thumper
Calls
rises
Kraken.
up the Kraken. Yeah,
Oh, it's a
the
good one.
logistics of it all seem whatnot and whatever. And then there was something about
Saw a
like a heart.
clip about them turning the boat upside down once.
Well, somehow there was like one dude has a heart that isn't in his and isn't in his body, and he can't like hold it. But then other people hold it. But then like he controls the Kraken, but whoever controls the heart controls the Kraken. If you really break down these movies, they are very complicated on any sort of like what's going on.
You know what I would do with a heart that isn't in my body? That's my heart. I'd put it in a jar of dirt.
Well, see, that's also controversial because there's the guy that has the heart outside of his body who can't touch his own heart, can't touch land more than like once a fucking decade, and that's like somehow putting his heart in a jar of dirt did something, and that was bad.
Hmm.
It This whole thing was kind of like at
I,
one
you
point
know, I like those movies.
they're good
I did
movies.
enjoy them.
They were very fun movies.
Yeah.
Now there was like one ship that like kept coming and going through the whole fucking series, and it felt hard to call it a pirate movie at times when the guy that was like supposed to be a captain barely had a ship to be a captain of. But I think that's more of a logistical standpoint than a actual criticism. But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, sailing looks kind of cool. I'd be a crank guy. I
Like
don't think I
turning
have.
the
I can't. I
turning the
don't think I'd
anchor
be good at
crank.
reading wind. I don't think
Mm.
I'd be good at steering. I don't think I'd be good at like uh uh wind mass direction guy. But I think I could crank. I,
Fair.
stop. They get to run across the boat the most because they have to crank on both sides.
Hmm.
I am curious on the steering system. Like, are both they have steering wheels on both sides? So like, do you have to like disable the one and enable the other?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I'd fit in the position of the guy keeping the boat out of the water. I think I could do
Uh,
well at that.
the aerodynamic, yeah, that guy.
The foil guy.
Yeah, I I don't quite understand the science behind foils, but they're kind of cool.
Yeah. Lift. You know, in F1, it's all about downforce. In Sail GP though, it's about lift.
I don't know. It's just so weird that like all these sports have like random laws of physics. They just like hit like somehow a Formula One car, the scoop goes like whoop, and then it goes like whoop, and they go like 20 times faster. And then uh like Sail GP, they have this little like bar underneath their ship, and if they go really fast, the boat just like floats. And then um, what's another sport that has like logistical? Um, nope, can't think of any at the moment. Uh, I think I think it means we have to find some sort of like hot air balloon racing next, but
Mm,
I don't know what air type
that sounds
sport.
like slowing down too much. Unless they put
Um,
wings and an engine on them.
I think plane races would be kind of shitty.
I think that the Red Bull plane races could be good. The ones that they're pulling like 12 G's on a turn.
See, I
Big
need
pylons to not crash into.
I w- I'll get into that sport when augmented reality is really good and the planes are
Ooh,
flying. They're doing like courses around like a jungle and they're like cutting through like trees with like
that'd be
rings
cool.
and
That
loops.
would be cool, huh?
Yeah. It's like SailGP. I couldn't watch it if it was just like shitty graphics.
Yeah, the graphics kind of make it, to be honest with you.
So you know, I'll let me get me in one of these. What do you call them? Laser dinghies.
Yeah.
I think next boys trip we just laser dinghy and we fucking just rip across the water.
Sailing is complicated.
If you don't think about it, it probably isn't.
So let me tell you the big problem with sailing. Okay,
Okay.
it's easy to go one direction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I could go. I think I could pick up momentum.
It's hard to go the other direction when you get somewhere and need to get back.
Yeah, I would say probably going the intended direction is the. I can get in a boat and have wind move me. I think that would be like
Yeah.
a non-issue. I don't feel like. I feel like there's people in like the 1000s that were like figured that one out. So I think with my vast modern knowledge of life, I think I can handle that part. Now you are right in the sense that intentionally making it across like the Atlantic to like another thing and navigating and like moving and like all that. It does seem like I guess I would understand more complicated than moving. But how logistically hard could it be to just turn left? I've heard Juan turn left for
Okay,
how much?
no.
I've heard Juan.
Turning left isn't the problem. It's what happens after you turn left.
I know how you turn left. I've heard the clicker. I've heard so much left click. I am an expert on what a left turn sounds like.
All right.
I'll be on the 7th season, but Poseidon will just be hearing the fucking clicker,
Click, clack, click,
and
clack,
he'll be
click, clack.
moving the seas and changing the winds just so I move, just so it turns off. I think at times, I think at times I could have police escorts if like they had to listen to one clicker. They would stop roads if they had to all day hear the click clack of the left turn.
Why do we even have left turns? It
Because
should all be
someone
right
thought right.
turns.
Well, someone thought and invented right turns, and then someone like her came along and thought right was left and went left, and they were like, "Oh shit!"
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's how that one works. Speaking of her, I we played a new video game.
We did.
The video game's Planet Crafters. It is a space Subnautica clone ripoff inspiration uh inspired deviation.
Yeah, but for explanation purposes, it is literally Subnautica, but in space. Like, I can't think of a single thing that it does so special that I can't call it that.
I am super satisfied with the thought process of uh not progression. I guess I've just had not bad games. I feel like I've had some very bland games of late with a game like this that just feels fun and creative in the sense that I can't think of a game that's had a progression system of like, oh, you're working on making the sky blue and the sky's like actively making it blue, or like you're working on
Yeah.
clouds and clouds start appearing out and it makes sense with what you're doing where you're like you're putting oxygen out and you're starting to grow grass and ice is starting to melt and water's starting to appear places type thing. Like it feels fun and like it feels like the world's actively evolving, not just like one of those put 3 quest items in and bam, you got blue
Yeah,
sky.
it's cool. It could use some polish, but it's a good game.
I think if they pivot certain things where like I think everything's kind of a static track right now where it's like, oh, you're just bumping the 3 tracks up pretty much just straight up. Um just to get more stuff unlocked. I feel like it would be fun if like they pivoted ideas where like, okay, let's say rain. Rain was like, okay, you unlock blue skies. Now it like pivots off to a tree, not necessarily a line, where you
Sure.
need to hit like, you need to make, you need to do like seeding. So you need to send like oxygen. You need to take ice and like evaporate it up into the atmosphere. Now there is one with blue skies, or so you need to hit that different things. But then there's also like a I'm trying to think. The ground needs to be warm enough for plant life, so you need to pivot off and do like different things for ground heat. I wish they would break it off and be like a tree more than a line, but I think they're still actively developing it. So I think it'll be fun. I I guess it just came like I feel like no one played it when it came out. Like I didn't see any people I know play it. I didn't see any like
Yeah, I didn't see too
YouTubers or
many.
Twitch players
When
play
did
it.
it come out?
April.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a little rough around the edges, so I can kind of see.
Yeah, but it's a 10-player multiplayer.
Yeah, and the multiplayer did work well.
Like in the end of the day,
Yeah.
a lot of people are just looking for content. So like um, you know, mostly positive. 6 out of 10. Bought this game for me and my son to play together. Seems like a simple co-op game. 30 hours. Yeah. Overwhelmingly positive. I think that was what it was. Overwhelmingly positive. All recent and overall reviews out of 33,000.
It wasn't buggy, so like I can understand that.
By today's standards, it's a game that came out, feels like it has an okay amount of content, feels like it runs pretty well, feels like it's not janky in the sense that like every time you and me hop hers game like turns backwards.
Yeah.
It had multiplayer in the way that wasn't like, oh, Burry found some Russian dude that has a site that figured out how you can like port mash a thing and he has to hit a button every 5 minutes to sync the world up between us. Um, wasn't that Subnautica? I don't think there was a button, but like, wasn't there like weird like syncing things at times? Remember
Maybe.
that janky multiplayer mod we played at one point?
Yeah, that was jank, but that was a while ago.
They did add multiplayer eventually, but I remember you, me, and
Yeah.
him played, and it was like some weird, like you and me couldn't do anything. He had to do all the
It was a
progress.
bootleg mod and it was rough. Yeah.
I think you and me didn't have to breathe.
I think you're right. Yeah.
We were just trying to like, we were just trying to like play along. Like, oh, if Burry went up to get air, we went up to get air. But for like the longest time, you and me like were. He's like, "How are you guys not going up for oxygen?" It's like, "Oh, it's not going down." So, also, I will give a game this. They do have a free demo that you can just down and play. I do respect any game that does like free demos.
Demos can be good. Demos can be very good, actually. Feel like
Oh,
we don't get enough demos.
things about our childhoods that I don't actually want back because they're kind of shit and like no one actually wants them anymore, but the nostalgia of them at the time hit because there was nothing else equivalent to it. But Nintendo slash Game Informer magazines where they would send you things and you get free random demo discs and like thing in your magazines.
Yeah, I remember some cereal box ones too,
Those
like
were good.
demos. Yeah.
I don't know. Did you ever did you ever I don't know how I got subscribed. I think like I was at Best Buy or not Best Buy, GameStop, and it was like a thing where it was like $10 for a year. My parents got it for me.
No, I don't think I ever had it.
Really?
Maybe for a little bit. That was a long time ago though.
It
That
would
was
have been,
like
yeah.
N64 time ago.
I just I just remembered like I mean that's how you got that's how you got gamer news.
Yeah.
At least for me, like I wasn't too I mean, I was gonna say it's not like ever, but like there wasn't a huge like Reddit presence of like all game developers were on it posting like, oh man, indie game coming out, and like indie games weren't a thing truly because Daisy hadn't come out to introduce early access. Remember, games just release. That was the only option, was release.
Yeah.
So
And be good at release. I missed
yeah,
that.
well, it was like there aren't updates
We're
didn't
gonna be
exist.
sending out millions of CDs. We need this shit to be right.
Um, but yeah, I I just kind of I saw someone post, or it was a YouTube short of like this old like classic game shop, and like they got a bunch of Nintendo Direct magazines. They were flipping through them, and I was like, oh, I remember seeing those and being like, damn, this is a game that's coming out that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
So
And like they had to pitch it well too, because you had to take a gamble on what you were playing, because how would you ever figure anything out about anything? Like there was word of mouth, sure, but no one knew what any of these games were. Who's gonna know what Banjo Kazooie is?
Banjo Kazooie. So that was my that's my thing. Happy with the game. I hope Burry buys it one day. It's a Burry game, right? Like
It could be.
I thought you liked the Subnautica style games.
I mean, I could see it. I could see him enjoying it. I mean, he liked the forest and stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
I need I need I need Sniper Eye Bruno.
Okay, what's up?
Audio Technica released a new headset under their
Okay,
broadcast category headset.
okay.
Um in their words, it's like the classic M50 headset, which is their like classic headset,
That's
you
their
know,
like bestseller, yeah.
mixed with a boom mic that they claim is of AT2020 series quality. Or
Okay.
of their 20 series.
The iconic 20 series microphones. I mean, yeah, that's sure.
It's not exactly your microphone, but it's
My
classified
microphone
as
is a 20 series.
right. Like
It's a 20 series 20 model.
they put it in the same series as yours. So it's like it's supposedly like their best mic, not best mic. It's one of their more iconic mic series mixed with their iconic headset to be a broadcast like streamer setup in the way I want it. And there's a couple features that make me like, ooh, this is nice. Other than the fact that the cable's permanent, which people don't like. But I don't really care, to be honest with you. I don't think it'll matter much, but I do know people were complaining about that. The flip to mute is a big thing I think would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it seems not too
I could
bad.
go straight USB, no mixer.
Yeah, you could.
Not the I would really think about ditching the mixer just as less things to manage.
Yeah. Is it one or the other? Do you have to like choose?
Yes, because the cable's not changeable.
Yeah, I mean, USB would probably be fine. I've had some weird USB audio things that I don't love, but I'm kind of getting off of USB audio now. Like I'm not
Getting
using
off.
USB audio for myself anymore.
I thought you
I'm
never did.
They were always USB headsets, so it was a dongle. That's how the headset
Oh,
connected.
I was thinking your mic that was like the
My
mixer
mic
into like.
my mic is USB audio actually.
I
It's
thought it eventually turned into
USB
USB audio, but
into USB out of my computer going to a digital audio interface, which then goes analog to a mixer.
well, yeah. But I guess you could go like a sound card to plug right your mixer into your computer through like a sound card.
Yeah. I I'm using this my motherboard audio out to my headset stand, which is doing my headset now. And I like that more than USB headphones.
I mean,
They seem to be more reliable.
technically I'm just USB.
Yeah, you are. It's not a big deal. It's just, and it might have been honestly with voice meter banana
Probably.
that it helped. It looks good. People love the M50s for a reason.
Yep. I think the flip to mute. That's so nice.
It's good, yeah.
Well, I do this a
I,
lot.
yeah. I've had flip to mute and it's nice. It's nice to have. When I had my headset that I used, that was flip to mute, and I used it all the time. Like one of my first wireless headsets.
Plus, I should be able to have a whole plethora of ear pads of different qualities, sizes, shapes, like, because that's
And
like
you can get a lot for the M50s.
that's
There's
what I
a
mean.
lot of
Like,
them.
I think it's
Like
I feel like it's the
my old
platform
colored
I
ones
should.
were those. You could use them.
Yep. I watched a video of the guy that had the mic. It sounded good.
Yeah,
Um,
seems good.
that's might be my upgrade.
So
So,
I bought something recently.
what'd you buy?
So you know Amazon, right?
It is
They
a
sell
company.
things.
Yep.
They do.
E-commerce.
If you were to tell me what is the Chinese Amazon, what would you say?
Currently Temu.
Okay, fair. Go back 5 years then.
Wish.
Oh, okay. I was looking for AliExpress.
For some reason, I never associated AliExpress with China.
Okay.
I always thought that was like India. For some reason.
Okay. So I wanted a flashlight. Okay.
Wait, what? What?
Look, it's the truth. Okay.
You have like 3.
Now I have 3.
Oh, I thought you had the clip one. I thought you had like a really strong like one
Okay.
that was like
Okay.
medium size, and
Okay.
I thought you had like the beat someone with a club one.
I don't have a beat with someone with a club one.
Really? I thought.
So I got a little clippy. This is the Olight O clip.
Right. That was the
I
new
like
purchase.
it. It's good. It's great. Little flashlight, little output. You get a red. You know, sometimes you need a red. But it's a nice little flashlight. Nothing crazy. You know, it's bright, but it's not crazy.
Some people would classify that as like more than good. They like that's a bright ass
Okay.
fucking flashlight.
Before that, I had this, which
Right.
is an Olight Baton 2 SR2.
Which you were already happy with, but I think there was you didn't like the charging.
Charging's okay. You need something. It's got.
It wasn't USB-C.
Correct. It's got a magnetic proprietary thing that it snaps onto the bottom and charges. It's okay. It's not a problem. This is pretty bright. Like that's pretty bright.
Yeah, people would classify that as blinding.
I like
at
it.
times.
It's good. But I wanted something different, okay? Olight makes one of these. They call it the arc field. It's a wedge. It's like a longer brick, kind of flat.
Mm-hmm.
Got a light, a laser, and the Wedge Pro has a UV light on it. It's good.
Okay.
They're $100 though.
That's a little expensive for a light.
Exactly. So I found this brand. It's kind of like Anchor. You ever buy an Anchor cable?
Yep.
I call that like a good Chinese brand. They make good stuff.
They're like I'm not gonna buy name brand. I'm gonna buy Anchor brand.
Yeah, exactly. So I found that guy for flashlights. It's called Workos.
Workos.
I bought this like 4 days ago. And it has made the trip from China to here already.
Did you pay for like Express Air?
Nope, free shipping. So this was like $40.
Okay.
I
It's like a
get
remote.
it kind of does it. You know, I saw today an Apple TV remote. It looks like that, but chunky and
Yes.
thick. So, you know, you get a bright ass flashlight.
Yep.
You
Bright.
get a bright green laser.
Probably illegal to point in the air.
At a plane, yes. You could do stargazing stuff with it though. That's allowed. You can do that. Um, it's also got this bar on the side of it. Okay. So the bar is a big like floodlight. But wait, there's more. It's also a colored light. So I can get colors out of it. Or if I remember how to do this, you get the very illegal police lights for whatever reason. And you also get the gamer light, the cascading rainbow.
So
I don't
the
know
LEDs they
what the
bought were just happened to be
fuck.
RGB lights, and they just like
There's
added
two
them.
sets. There's whites and RGBs.
Oh,
I I do like the floodlight. That's good. Like that's helpful, you know. I think that being able to pick this cycles then, so I can like stop it on any color. Give or take, that's okay. So far I like it, and it's got magnetic tail so I can stick it to things. 40
what
bucks.
what
I like it.
what pushed you down the line of the two flashlights you had not being adequate enough?
Hmm. Uh Availability. I want to have them more places.
So you're trying to take my
Like
approach.
like one in my truck would be nice. Like right now, I basically have the clip in my room
Mm-hmm.
to be like, hey, I need a flashlight. Throw it in my pocket. And then the baton I have
Mm-hmm.
stuck to, there's a shelf in my laundry room, which is near the door to go outside through my garage. I can grab it on the way out.
You doing laundry in the dark?
Oh, also, it's a laser. I wanted a laser. It's cool.
Now you need a cat.
You know, that's how that works. Also, it is raining.
It lightninged here, but I don't think it rained.
Yeah. So far, good flashlight. Haven't had it long. Came today.
The yeah. See, you're starting to adopt my philosophy of just like, why have one thing that's nice when you could have five things that are somewhat nice but everywhere?
Yeah. This is pretty nice though for a flashlight. USB-C charging. So that's
Yeah.
good. I'm not sold on rechargeable batteries, like integrated rechargeables, but I like the form factor. So, because like
Um,
this has a normal uh 18650 cell. So like I can, well, actually it doesn't. It's got a fancy one. Um, but I can get these. These are replaceable. This one's special because it has to have positive and negative on the same side because their charging method's weird.
uh,
But like I can get this.
man, some British guy pissed me off today.
What happened?
He asked me to get out my diary
What?
because, like, I get sick and tired of these like people. I think was this the second call? No, this was the first call. This was a call to get a call. I'm getting really. I'm getting towards the end of my line with these software companies. Everyone needs a job. Just to. I had one call today where three people were on the call. The duo, the one dude Abdul in the call said four words at the beginning, sat through an hour-long call, said the four words at the end, and that was like his job. He got paid to sit there on a call and say like 8 words total over a span of an hour. Um, but on this other call today, it was a UK British guy, and he was like, we were scheduling the next call, and he's like, I'm like, give me I'm like, time difference, blah blah blah. Just send me 3 times East Coast that work for you. I'll tell you which one works for me. He's like, oh no, how about we just do it now? I'm like, well, we're gonna go back and forth for the next 5 minutes trying to figure something out when I can just give me some options and I'll pick one. He's like, oh, you don't you have your diary on you? I'm like, I have
What?
my fucking. I'm like, I have my fucking calendar. Let me just pull it up and let's do this dance. So it was like, okay, like, oh, next week doesn't work for me. I'm like, okay. Start throwing out dates that work for you, please. Are you you're Eastern time? What time is it there? I'm like, oh my god. Yes, I'm Eastern. Just what? It's noon there. Whatever time it is now for you, it's noon for me. So just give me some times. He starts confusing me and being like, oh, can we make the 10th work? I'm like, yeah, we can make the 10th work at like 10 a.m. me. He's like, what time is that? I'm like, 3 p.m. your time. He's like, okay, that doesn't work for me. Okay. But I'm getting more annoyed with this. Just throw me time. So he starts doing it, and he starts like just throwing me at random ass times, and I'm like, okay, how about we do this? I'm like, can we move that 15 minutes earlier? It would make my life easier. He's like, we'll go with a different day. Fuck me. I hate it all.
Yeah, time differences in scheduling sounds like a terrible thing.
If you're gonna sell a product in the U.S. and you're located in this, just get salesmen that work U.S. times.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
Fucking the Australian one piece of software I bought, it was like Australian, and like the one guy always takes like the first call. Like our end of day was like their beginning of day, and they would always start taking like the calls. Um, um, 'Cause he's like, oh, these are the best calls, 'cause it's like the people in the U.S. are just trying to get out, and we're just starting our day, so they get off the call quick, and we get our day going, and they're just trying to go home. Um,
I think more things should integrate. Discord does one thing well, and it is times. You can timestamp messages and put like a universal time in it, and everybody that looks at it sees it as the correct time. Like wherever your Discord is located at, that is the time that it displays as. So like if I go to the F1 subreddit, anyone in the world that goes to the F1 not subreddit, F1 Discord, they have times put in for the races and they all automatically update to whatever your time zone is.
Yep, they did the Canada flag, which looks oddly similar to the Monaco flag, but the red and white are flipped from sideways to vertical.
Yeah, there's a leaf in there too.
But the F1 logo is covering the leaf.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sad that subreddit or that Discord. See how me messed up now. I'm sad that Discord doesn't have soundboard sounds, because you would have such fun like zoom.
I want it's the subreddit. See the subreddits. We need a Formula Dank Discord. They would have the soundboard. No, Michael, no.
Valtteri, it's James. Give up the position. Stop driving fast.
Blah. Just a Kimmy. Speaking of Kimmy, they're putting another Kimmy in.
Antonelli. He's Italian.
I might be rooting for a Kimmy.
He's Italian.
You know?
So he went from like Formula 4, skipped Formula 3, and now is doing Formula 2, and like is probably like not even gonna do he's just going right to F1.
Sweet.
So, and he's
Must mean
Italian.
something.
Yeah, he's Italian. So that's fun. Nothing too fun in fucking dumbass Monaco, dumbass fucking race.
It was not good.
Boats were more goddamn interesting than the fucking race.
Perez exploded another car.
That was wild. I would say to you, that was one of the more wild crashes we've seen, just because of the aftermath. Look, like
Yeah,
the
it
number one crash
shredded
is
the
always the
car.
Grosjean, but like the aftermath crash, like his car looked like just like the indestructible tube left.
Yeah, it disintegrated.
I guess the Zao crash was kind of crazy when the car went upside down.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. He
But that
flung
was
that thing
more.
against a fence.
Well, the crash wasn't crazy. The lead up to the crash, the deceleration. Or wait, is it the crash doesn't kill you? The sudden deceleration does. I
The
feel like
sudden stop does, yeah.
yeah. I feel like he went to the crash in style, but when the crash happened, he just like hit a fence and like that was about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll ever. I I should say ever. The likelihood we ever see a Formula One car get flipped 100% upside down based on like how they are designed as like vehicles and like center of gravity and all that stuff. It might be a long time before we see something of the sort happen again, where they just like completely fail the physical, the physics of life that they are built upon.
Yeah.
Um, but you never know. Maybe the new regulations will always flip.
Maybe.
Um, yeah, that first
Maybe we
just because
just
it
need
was
another
just like,
manhole cover. Just kickflip it.
well, that did happen like 3 times now.
Yeah, it has. It's much more than I would have expected.
Well, they kind of figured out that if you make very high ground effect cars, they create suction.
They do.
And if you don't apparently weld down your sewer caps to like high degrees,
Yeah. They
that
just
causes
suck them right
issues.
up
Yeah.
like a vacuum cleaner.
Apparently,
That's why we
someone
don't
did.
get rain races anymore.
Yeah. Apparently, they ditched wheeled covers.
Because it didn't do anything. Did you see the pictures?
It was debatable if anything was positively happening. I would say, sorry, something. It didn't look as bad, but it didn't look like worthwhile better.
It was like a 95% kind of thing. There was still 95% of the water spraying out of the thing.
Yeah. So that was that was a weekend. We have a week break, and then we got the Canada, which I always like the Canada Grand Prix. Like out of all the fun tracks in the world, I think the Canada one has been kind of fun because that was the one where like Lando was gonna win a race, and he's like, "I'm staying out on the slicks," and he just like fucking bends it because it was like rainy. Latifi like got a huge amount of points the one year because of rain, and had like a quali lap where he went like second fastest. Um, in like Q2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
The rain makes it interesting, though. That for sure happens.
so fun track.
Maybe someday we'll get rain races again. Maybe one day the wet tires won't be useless.
I feel like we had a lot of rain races last year.
Yeah, but they were like, it did rain, and now we're racing. I don't remember many, it's raining, and we're racing.
Monaco.
True. I feel like that was a drizzle, though. I
Didn't it
want,
rain?
I want
Didn't it rain
puddles,
heavily
man.
in Silverstone, or was it the year before that one?
I think you're thinking of the year before, and it might have, was it Spa or Silverstone?
It have been Silverstone. What
Yeah,
was the one that like Lando or like someone whipped it after like the track to open for qualies?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Lost on me.
Um. Uh. Okay. What? 54. I went over the headset. I went over sailing. I went over that. I hate my fucking pool. Fucking finally got it. It's finally clear today. Not 100% clean, but it's clear. All the dirt's
Yeah,
on the bottom.
nice.
I don't know if you've ever heard of
Where's the
fucking
robot?
flock. It. Well, see, we can't use the robot right now because we're using a special chemical called flocculant.
Oh, brother.
Well, when you use this chemical flocculant, it tells you to like when you vacuum up all the thing, don't put it. They're like send it immediately to waste. Don't like put it through your filter
Mm-hmm.
because it like congeals. Like it makes
Oh,
algae
fun.
gel. It makes like algae jelly, or like when
Okay,
they have the
yeah.
like those survival tablets that are like dump this in your muddy water and it'll take all the dirt out because it
Yeah.
congeals it all up. That's what like flocculant does.
Hmm.
So it makes like an algae jelly that sinks down to the bottom of the pool, so you can easily vacuum it up. And they tell you not to run that through filters because it's like a thick jelly
Sure, it
and it just
sounds
clogs.
bad.
Well, it does what it does, but you shouldn't like.
Well, no, it serves its purpose. I'm just saying it sounds bad for the filters. Like, that's
Yes.
exactly what you don't want to put in a filter.
So I think I could technically have the robot pick it up, but again, the bottle said just don't fuck with filters.
Yeah.
I dumped like 1,000 gallons of water in my backyard while we were doing waste dumping.
Fun.
Um, fucking goddamn getting that fucking pump. Got the pump primed. That was a piece of that's just always fighting me because our pump is above like the water level, so it doesn't ever want to prime. But I don't know how to fix that other than dig a hole. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Then what was the other thing? So Sunday was we were doing stuff outside Sunday. We were doing things and it starts like classic downpour raining, probably like it is right now, where it just like center down like a bunch of rain. I think we had like a 3/4 inch. Like I think the rain meter my neighbor had said like 3/4 of an inch in like 10 minutes. It was like one of those like
God, that's a
massive,
lot of
just like.
rain. Yeah, that's a bucket dumping.
Now they were thick drops, so maybe just like a couple big thick drops hit her thing, and it like overestimated. But like it it was one of those like just dumpers. We were standing there, then it was dumping, then it was over. Um, so I'm out there trying to prime the pump. It starts dumping water. Then I realized on the side of that little shed thing, fucking water's just dumping out of the fucking the gutters because the downspout apparently is clogged. And I've never noticed that downspout's clogged because it's on the side of my pool shed that's like basically covered in bushes
Mm-hmm.
and is back there. Like I wouldn't, unless I was right there right then, I probably wouldn't have noticed that was it was clogged ever because there's just no point of ever being back there when
Yeah.
it's raining. So like I'm trying to figure out like why it's clogged, and it's because it's one of the fucking L bends,
Mm-hmm.
so it goes away from the house shed thing and goes towards the dirt, and that thing's like packed solid. Like I'm feeling it, and like I can't like move the flimsy aluminum, plastic, whatever they're made of. I don't know what they are. Probably plastic. Some are aluminum.
Mine are aluminum, but who knows?
Um,
Actually, no, mine are metal. They're not aluminum.
are they not?
They're magnetic.
Oh,
You
steel.
can stick stuff to them. Yeah.
Okay, but um, I have to like take down. They're like riveted, where like um I can't just
Yep.
take them apart. It's
Yep.
riveted at the joint,
Yep.
which is annoying. So I have to like unmount my downspout,
Yep.
and then like I also tried to shove my fucking power washer up the thing to like power
Mm.
wash it out,
I like that one. It's a good
but
idea.
my wand wasn't long enough,
So
and
you need to get on the roof. That's where the problem
well, no,
lies.
it was so fucking filled with water, it wasn't helping.
Yeah.
The whole downspout was filled, like overflowing
Oh,
with
good.
water
Yeah.
because it filled up. So I finally get it down, and I dump out the fucking thickest, like it's all just the goddamn gravel from when they did the roof of the shed. They just let it all go down
Oh.
the gutter
Oh,
or all the
good.
downs,
That's
and
exactly what that's supposed to
it
do.
was just it was like I blasted it finally with like the power washer nozzle thing, and like it came out as like one thick like clump of just like gravel, dirt, and little stone asphalt shingle things. Um, yeah. But I'm in the rain. I'm pissed off that the other owners just like apparently they said, "Oh, I'll just put it down the gutter. It'll make it." So that was my I was pretty done with everything at that point. Pool wasn't clear at that point. dumped a bunch of fucking flocculant into it. Wasn't cleared up yet. Madeline like chlorine gassed herself by opening up the chlorine the chlorinator. Kept telling me she's like gonna die. I don't know about that. It was a time. I hate this pool.
Welcome to homeownership.
No, because like other people don't have to deal with the pool.
But you have one.
I
So
don't.
that means you do.
I'd love to have to hear you deal with the pool.
No shot.
This fucking thing.
I
You would
deal with
have,
enough things.
you
I'd
know,
have a pond before a pool, I think.
just I'd hear you during leaf season being like, this whole fucking thing's leaves.
Oh yeah, no, the thing would fill with leaves. Just
So
full.
you could probably take your leaves and turn them into like, you could like compress them down. You get like a compressor. You can make like
Get one of them vacuums that chops them up. Put them in blocks. Make a bale out of them. Get
I
a
was gonna say
baler.
bale. I
Dump
say
them into a
compress them down and
baler.
make like those like fire starter logs that are just like
Mmm. Yeah.
you cut it. You like get the
Hydraulic
leaves. You
ram them into a tube.
yeah, that's why I'm like you get them wet.
I don't think they would stick too well.
Everything sticks with enough pressure.
Maybe. Like I feel like sawdust sticks together well, and you can make them pucks.
This is where I would. This is where I think it'd be really loud, but I'd play the Soundcliffe "Pressure Makes Diamonds," and I love pressure.
Oh god, that would be deafening. I think.
Because just think about it, a leaf turns into like, or like organic shit turns into peat, and peat turns into coal, and then coal turns into diamonds.
True.
So really, you're just turning leaves into diamonds, and stopping halfway through.
There's a way, and when there's a way, there's a will, and will makes a way.
Um. So that was. I hate. There's just always something. It's always something. Saw a big ass fucking hornet in my garage the other day, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I closed it in there, trying to hope it like just died. I haven't seen it yet, so I think it just died.
Hmm.
I think it was one of those European hornets, like just like a massive fucker.
Lovely. That sounds fun.
Well, let me get. Yeah, it was this fucker. No, it was big. Northern giant hornet. Maybe it was a northern giant hornet. Are those like actually our climate hornets? Or we're northern, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. But that happened. What else? Oh shit. Uh, I had it. I lost it. Somebody used a garage. What was it? What was it? Garage. It was that. I closed that. I pissed that me off. I was scared about that. It was um. I had it for 1 second. My brain hit it. The neural netways
I hate
linked
when that
up.
happens so much.
The neural netways hit up, and now I've lost. I've soiled it. Soiled it.
Soiled it.
Oh, if you go Oh, you can actually go to last week's picture, and you can of the chlorinator. You can see the fucking downspout.
Oh yeah, look at that. There it is.
So that bend.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell in that picture because everything's dry, but that fucker is just filled with gravel.
Oh, see, I don't have any of them bends at the bottom. Mine all go down into pipes.
Yeah, no. I wish that has that dumb fucking bend just so it doesn't like dump right like there.
Yeah. See, mine all
Because
get collected. I have to collect rainwater here.
you have to collect rainwater.
Uh-huh. That's why there's a 7 by 14 by 7 foot deep hole in front of my shed that all my rainwater goes to.
You have a rain cistern?
No. It's So because my shed is over 1,000 square feet, I had
Oh,
to
you just have
collect all the rainwater and dump it underground into a pit filled with shale,
oh.
like a screened pit filled with like 3-inch rocks.
Oh.
It all collects and dumps into a French drain that goes into that pit. So all the well, I don't know if it was like that before, but all of the gutters in the house get collected into pipes and sent out, I think.
What?
I think they just dump. Yeah. But yeah.
Why did they make you do this?
I don't know if the house was mandatory, the shed was though, based on the permit I
They
had to
were
pull.
like, build this pit for the shed.
They inspected it. Yeah. They were like, "Yeah, it's a pit. All right. See you later."
Yeah, my gutters just like point away from the house and they have like little
No,
extenders
yeah,
so they don't
I
like it.
know. Yeah. No, I had to collect my rainwater into a pit with rocks. I needed a dump truck worth of rocks to put into a pit that I had to dig.
Can you like dump it down your well?
It doesn't work like that. My well's like 250 feet deep.
You have a hole.
It's like a little tiny hole big enough for a pipe and to send a pump down.
I keep hearing how the
Also,
water
I
level.
don't want like ground. I don't want water that high getting down there that easily to be pumped back into me.
It's fine.
All them boomers dumping oil in the
I
gravel
think you're brave
pits.
enough. I do you actually drink your well water, or you just kind of like not
Yeah,
drink it?
I drink it.
Okay. Some people don't drink. Madeline didn't ever drink her well water. Like you could use it for stuff, but you wouldn't like go to the sink and like grab a cup of water.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
I I didn't trust theirs either, but yeah.
Some people's isn't fine. I understand that. Mine's fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Throw some Zins down the well, get some nice menthol,
There you go. It's
like
that's
tea.
what you need. Send it.
Um. All right. On that note, we're gonna end it there because that's all we have for this week's episode. The Thursdays are the best days podcast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
See you later.